The coordinates of endpoints of AB are negative 8, 2 and 16, 6. Point P is on AB. What are the coordinates of point P such that AP to PB is a ratio of 3 to 5? Okay. The way in which I'm going to sketch this scenario out, I'm not going to draw this on a grid. I'm just going to position points A and B apart relative to one another based on what the description of the coordinates are. So A, I see here just from the x coordinates, A will be to the left of point B, and it will also be below point B. So I'm going to position point A over here, and I'm calling this negative 16, negative 2. And I'm positioning point B over here, and this is 16, 6. And I want to connect them together with a straight line. Now, point P is going to partition line segment AB into portions of 3 to 5. So portions of 3 to 5 would imply point P will be closer towards point A than it is towards point B. If it was, let's say, a 1-to-1 ratio, then point P would be directly in the middle. Since it's 3 to 5, 3 being a smaller number than 5, point P is going to be closer towards A. So I don't know what the length of AP is, and I don't know what the length of PB is, but what I do know is they have to share a proportion of 3 to 5. So I'm going to multiply that proportion by a value of n. So let's say I call AP here 3n. PB, therefore, would have to be multiplied by the same proportion. So it's going to be 5n. And if AP is 3n and PB is 5n, then that means the full length is going to be 8n, right? Why is that important? This question here is actually a similar triangle question in disguise. So what do I mean by this? So let's take a look, right? Again, I want to draw this a little nicer so that it doesn't intersect the answer choices too much. So why is this a similar triangle question? Well, that's because if I drop the vertical component to line segment AB, and if I draw a horizontal component to line segment AB, the intersections of those two components will form a right triangle. And if I do the same thing with point P, drop a vertical component down, and hitting that horizontal component there, I will form another right triangle. So these two, so the smaller right triangle and the larger right triangle, they are going to be similar because both right triangles are sharing angle A. Now, the horizontal component going from A to B, it will have a measure of, what is that? 16 minus negative 16. That would be, I'm sorry, that's not negative 16. This dimension here is negative 8. I don't know why I wrote negative 16 there. So 16 minus negative 8, that would be 24. And then 6 minus negative 2, that would be 8. So this component over here, the vertical component, would be 8. All right. Now, I don't know where point P is located, but what I do know is it's going to be somewhere to the right of A and somewhere above A. So I'm going to call that dimension there x and the vertical component there y. What I know has to happen, because the small right triangle is similar to the larger right triangle, I can say then y over 8, right? The proportion should hold true for x over 24. And the same proportion will hold true for 3n, which is the hypotenuse, right, to the larger triangle's hypotenuse, which is 8n. Now look what happens here. The n's cancel, right? And really I end up with two different equations. I end up with x over 24 is equal to 3/8. And I also end up with y over 8 is equal to 3/8. So looking at this right now, I end up with two different equations which I can solve for x and y. So if I multiply both sides by 24 in x over 24 equal to 3/8, I will end up with, so I multiply 3/8, 24 times 3 divided by 8, I will end up with 9 as a result. Again, x is equal to 24 times 3 over 8. I will end up with 9 as a result. And then if I multiply both sides by 8, 8 times 3 over 8, I will end up with y is equal to 3. All right, so this is not my final answer, because my final answer is, well, I'm going from A, which is -8 comma -2, to point P. So point P is to the right of point A, which means I'm going to add from -8, I'm going to add 9. And then from -2, I'm going to add 3. So that means point P will be a value of 1 to 1. I mean 1 comma 1. So which option is that? That would be option 1.